Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? Well, I am going to try out this new makeup for you. I hauled this the other day on, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? It's a nut, this that Kona coffee. I love it. It makes me stop and say, oh dear God, please help the people of Hawaii as they deal with volcanoes, the forces of the earth that while we love and we think it's so beautiful that we would travel all the way over there just to see it. When it really gets going, it's so dangerous and destructive. Oh God, please have mercy on the families, the animals, and just the whole situation there in Hawaii. In Jesus' name, amen. Sometimes when you enjoy something like that, you just need to stop and think of it. What does it remind you of, and is there something you should pray about? Okay. Now I'm going to talk to you about this makeup. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Bigger Brighter Eyes filter. It's an eyeshadow to enhance the eye size and to sparkle. What I do really love about her is on the back, she always does 1, 2, 3, and 4, and she basically shows you like what the colors are for. But then I wondered if she put where on the eye to do it. No, but we know what that is. Okay, so here's the palette. Let me get it right here so you can see it. And it's kind of really natural, neutral colors, except for the sparkle color, which we're going to put on the lid today. I'm going to use my finger for that. Okay, so we're going to start with the highlighter color. Brushes, anyone? I'm going to be using my Sigma Beauties. This is part of these Exaggereyes. No, this is the copper. But this is E55 shader, and we're going to go straight into this, what am I trying to say? Highlight color. And no, I did not move my bangs. Excusez-moi. That was a little burpy. Excuse-moi, s'il vous plaît. Gonna really just kind of mash it into the pores back and forth. I don't dust it out like other people do because this is very expensive makeup, and so I want to make sure I get it off. And I actually going to tap back into the pan. Back where the color came from. Why? Because it's expensive. As Kathleen Light says, that's expensive. I'm going to put a little wash of that over the whole eye. Why? Because you see it's not dropping any color, but it is kind of putting a powdery finish over the rest of the eye. And look at the difference when I really concentrated that right there, how I mushed it down and in and didn't just fuzz it out so much, blend it out so much, and look how much more vibrant it is. Do you see my point? Yeah. Really load the brush and tap it back out to where you brought it from. And when I put it down, I don't do like that like you see so many people do. I put it down and I mash in, and then I slowly drag it across the skin, both directions. Because what it's doing is it's filling the pores. And that's what we want it to do. We want that to stand out. And we're doing that under the brow and on the inner corner. What does the inner corner do? It just wakes up the eye. I don't know if I got the inner, that little socket area right there, and right at the tear, right at the teardrop, right at the tear duct. And then even though you can't see it, it's not dropping color, it's dropping a little bit of powder. And what's that going to do? It's just going to make it smooth for when we come back over with other colors. And so now we're going to do that. We're going to use the, now this is a little bit of a satin, which I would not have done for a neutralized color. Alright, we'll do it. So this is a E50. Normally I would not put a shiny color where we're trying to make it neutral. Now it's not frosted, but it is satin, and it is shiny. So let's just see how shiny. Oh, that's not that bad. So all this is to put a neutral wash between under the brow, where we just were, and down to the crease. And that just makes a neutral backdrop for when we bring a darker color in to kind of give it depth. Give depth to the, and I like this wide one because look how much coverage you get from it just from a few little strokes. It's just wider. That's all it's meant to be. It's just kind of a, and we're pulling from out, in, up, down. We're just kind of blending this down. Out, in, up, down. And then I kind of just wash back over it. The reason I do that is just to kind of blend this color into the whiter color. Kind of blends them together. Okay, now I'm going to take a tapered shader. This is an E45. And I'm going to go into the darker color. And it's not super dark. It's like a tan brown. Almost got a dusty gray undertone to it. I'm going to have to tap that off elsewhere because I'm wearing white. I want to make sure I do not get any on my shirt. And I'm kind of leaning forward so that if there's dropout, it doesn't hit my shirt. And so I'm just going in this crease with a very pointed tapered brush. And what this does is it darkens the crease, so it gives a depth to the eye, which I like. Now this is not super dark brown, so those of you who don't like a really dark look, this would be good for you. And I'm going to kind of twirl right there in the outer area without lifting the tip in. And what does that do? See how it just left a darker deposit, which is what I want to do on the outer area. And then I come out, in, out, in. And what you're doing is blending that in very slowly. Again, I don't do the that's just, I don't feel like that's helpful. I guess it does if you've got a lot of time to go back and clean up and kind of blend that out really good. But I try to just, my bangs really are in the way today. But here's the thing for those of you who say, why don't you just pin them back? Because then it leaves that shape in your hair when you pin it back. And I've already done my hair for the day, so. Again, I'm going slow. Some people go really fast. I want to make sure I see exactly where my color is going. When I get out here, again, I'm going to make a little circle without lifting the tips. Do you see how it dropped more color there? It's just kind of cleaning the end of the brush off. But then I go back and forth again to blend even that out. And then to make sure I've got a nice clean V out here, I go out and bring it in. Out and bring it in. So make sure it's a nice, there we go. Alright, and then I am going to use my finger with this shiny color because it is so shiny, y'all, that I feel like this, your finger sometimes does better than a wet brush. You can use, well, we can do both. Yeah, this is extremely glittery. Not sure a wet brush wouldn't be better. Tell me I have a flat shader. Don't make me angry. I don't have a flat shader. This will be interesting to see if I even have in this all these sets a flat shader. No. It must be in my dressing area. Okay, what can we do? Flat shaders are packed tighter. But I am going to still finish doing this with my finger on this eye. This is the second application of this shiny color. Mostly staying from the middle, right where the hump of your eyeball is, so it kind of really grabs that color. It's not getting on good. And I know Charlotte Tilbury would have said use your finger. But I want to see, I really do want to see if using a wet brush would have been better. I just got to find the right wet brush. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to use that E55 because that's a very packed, it's not very long, but it's packed. You want something very dense and very packed. This is the E55 that we used on the brow. And I am going to use, look, I've still got this purse, y'all. This is the Kate Spade bow purse that I just got, and it really carries well. Alright, instead of spit, I'm going to use the MAC Prep and Prime. This is the 1 ounce version. This is the Fix Plus, and I'm going to use that. The thing is, it does make a mess because it sprays very much past the brush. Okay, and it just dribbled all the way down the brush. This is why I just use mine spit, man. Just use your spit. Okay. And I'm going to go back into that same color. This kind of silvery, and just really load the brush down. Let's see which is better. Well, because it's wet, I can see it's instantly almost making a cream. So maybe the brush is the better way to go as long as it's a wet brush. Put it right on the center and move inward. And then come back out and kind of go right past the center. And kind of bring down. You know, this doesn't have a lot of sparkle to it. I thought this was going to be really shimmery, sparkly, and it's not. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. But it's buildable. And that's usually on purpose with her, because she may want a subtle shimmer look, or she may want a really heavy look. And the way to get the really heavy look is to keep reapplying, to add layers, versus just dumping a bunch on right at the beginning. Because some people may not want a heavy sparkle look, so they want a touch of it. And so you give them that. So which one is more sparkly? I think this eye is, that I use my finger. So now, since it is a wet product, but it's a little more chunky, I'm going to just use my finger and see if that's helpful. Yep, it's better using so it's better getting it wet, but not using the brush. Which means you'd have to get your finger wet. Or do what I just did, get the brush wet so that the product's really going to stick well. And y'all are under bright lights, so this should have really grabbed hold of what I would think is a very shiny look. Now see, when I come back over here, just slightly pull over it, it's very shimmery. Well, that's enough. Oh, but I'm not done, because I didn't do the darker color.